All right, we found Ron Rivera here at the NFL Combine. Of course, you're a Bear.
Yes.
We consider you a Bear for sure, without a doubt. So great to see you.
Thank you.
And a couple of things. I mean, we got a lot of connections. I feel like with this Bears team that
Yes.
I wanted to ask you about.
Okay.
I want to start with Montez Sweat.
Oh my gosh.
Because this trade that the Bears made with you guys last season, it really worked out. I mean, for him to lead two different teams in sacks in one season is pretty incredible. But what did you appreciate about Montez, and what did you hate about losing him in the middle of the year too?
Well, it's exactly that, losing him, period. I mean, it was one of those things that it was a decision that was made based on what the value was. Obviously, getting that high second-round pick was important going forward. But unfortunately for us, during our situation, that was a big part of our pass rush. It really was. But the thing I loved about him is just, first of all, his pure love of rushing the passer. I mean, his ability to do it is tremendous, but he loves getting off quickly and getting vertical quickly and getting after the quarterback. So, it doesn't surprise me that he did that. He's got that kind of ability. He's a tremendous athlete, and he's a guy that just, again, loves to have success.
So some guys, they get that level of money, they might lose a drop of the motivation, but you already said no. Like, he's not that way at all. It doesn't seem like that. So where do you, if you were to underline his motivation and his pride in playing the game?
I think exactly what you said, his pride in playing the game. He is a very prideful young man who wants to have success, who wants to do things the right way, and he'll continue to do that. He'll play like that, and he's a guy, I think, that has matured very nicely, and is going to be a good example for the young guys going forward, and be a good leader on his own. He'll learn to step up and and help the guys around him. And that's the thing about guys like him, is they make the players around them better. Because of his ability to get on the hoop and get around the edges forces that quarterback to step into the interior pass rush or the blitzers that are coming from the inside. And that's where the big plays come for everybody else.
When I was concerned about, he's leaving a pretty good defensive line, can he do this? Not on his own, but with less talent around him. And he was able to do it. Did you think that he'd be as impactful without who he's playing with you guys?
I did. Yeah. I really did. I mean, because he is that good a football player.
Yeah.
The Bears are almost trying to go old school with the defensive scheme they brought in with Matt Eberflus. It's worked out pretty well. Made a huge step forward last year. New defensive coordinator Eric Washington. You had him in Carolina. What are the Bears getting there with their new DC?
Well, I think what they're getting first and foremost is the guys that are going to make sure that pass rush is special. Eric's forte, more so than anything else, has always been the pass rush. He was tremendous for us when we were in Carolina. We had one of the top pass rushes for the longest time because of Eric, and he'll come in and he'll have tremendous pass rush game plans, that's for sure. The way they practice is going to be different. He's going to push these guys to be even better than they have been. So there's a lot of good things that you guys can expect from him. I think he'll bring a different outlook and a different perspective, having gone from Carolina to Buffalo, working with Sean McDermott and having the success that they had up there. Sean was with me in Carolina as well. So there's an opportunity to really pull a lot of good things together there.
We're going to make this a moving conversation because we started in a room where there was nobody, and now there's people, and I don't want to be rude to them. So
we are?
Sorry. Why not? We got a moving camera here. We'll just step right out here.
Everybody how busy this place is.
Yeah, the room was completely. We'll just go right here. This is fine.
This is great.
Yeah.
This is must-see TV, guys.
Well, I think, go ahead. Well, I think this is the moment. We just moved. What should they do at quarterback? Can you?
Well, there's two perspectives and there's two thoughts here. Okay, one is, is Justin your guy? Based on what you started to see, the connection he had with DJ, okay,
Right. Yep.
Komet at tight end, the other receivers, the potential with this running game, add a couple more pieces to the offensive line. Is that good enough for you to get into the playoffs and advance? And that's one of the decisions that has to be made by the upper echelon at Hallis Hall. Or do you go with the rookie quarterback using the rookie salary to help you put the other pieces in place and then thrust yourself into the playoff picture because you've added the right pieces at the right price, and now the economics of football are in your favor?
So taking out Justin, Caleb, and everything, just as an overall thought process, in your coaching the team, would you rather have somebody take a big swing at quarterback, so when the salary cap comes in, where he's basically there to fill in the holes that you can't always have, or would you rather just try to build a great team around a capable quarterback?
Well, again, a lot of it depends on what you're looking for in terms of the money. I mean, it really does. If the finances, have to, force you to help make your decisions, then you go with the finance, obviously. And to me, is the quarterback you take more than capable? If you believe that and you take that quarterback at number one, because we went through it in Carolina, and we had a rule of thumb when we went through it in the 2011 draft. Okay, is Cam Newton going to be that guy? And if he is, we had to make sure we had the offensive line to protect him, all right, the schemes to protect him, and then we had to have the playmakers around them. So you got to protect them and have playmakers. And for what I've seen, there's some pretty good playmakers, and I do think that there's some stout guys up front. You can add a couple more pieces to the picture. Who knows? That might be the way to go. But if you decide to go with Justin, a guy that has established himself, developed the relationships that he has, then you stay there. And again, I can't sit there and tell anybody what to do. I can just tell everybody what I see.
But you have an interesting perspective here because you've had to scheme against this Bears team the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, we do.
What is that like trying to prepare for Justin Fields?
Well, see, and this is the one thing that I'm going to say about all these young quarterbacks that are coming out there. The ability to extend the play and get the ball downfield is probably the most disruptive thing to defenses right now, because the ability to move and keep those receivers going downfield create the opportunity for the explosives, and that's where you can get into a lot of trouble. Secondly, if he can't throw it, he can run it. Now, the problem that comes into it, and you're starting to see this happen to a lot of those young quarterbacks that are running, they're getting hurt. They're taking big shots, so you've got to be aware of that. And that could be true for some of these guys that are coming out this year in this year's draft, because they're all mobile. They can extend plays, but they can also make plays downfield with their feet. So again, there's going to be a trade-off. So if you do anything, you better make sure you've got not just a good young quarterback, but a quality backup ready to go.
Last one. Can you give me a favorite moment on the field as a Bear?
Oh gosh, there's so many of them. There really are. It's funny. I was in town recently for an autograph signing, and it's funny because I haven't been able to do anything like that in the last 20 years, and so this company thought it would be really good for me to be there, because now these people that have been doing Super Bowl 20 stuff can get it back. So I would have to say probably my most favorite moment obviously was when the clock read 0-0-0 in the Superdome. Yeah. Winning that Super Bowl 20 was about as special as it gets. But one of the most special things that happened most recently was finding out Steve McMichael is a Hall of Famer now. I mean, that to me is about as classy as it gets. A guy that's well deserved, because so much credit goes to the guys that make all the plays. And he made a lot of plays, but the thing that Steve did more so than anybody else on that defense was he helped make the guys around him even better. If you could imagine, he helped Dan Hampton be better. He helped Richard Dent be better. He helped Mike Singletary be better. He helped us all be better. Why? Because he did the dirty work, and yet he still was productive too.
The biggest voice ever. Yeah. Love Mongo.
Bear for life, Ron Rivera. We could talk to you for hours, but we'll let you look at that thing right there. Love it. Thanks so much.
All right, guys. No, I appreciate it.
So nice.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much, man.
We all silly like the mayor.